Hey everyone, Sean Savin Moo, and we have our new exciting video with our GC Hawk. We're on hole number 7 at Pebble Beach to demonstrate this particular shot. You see the whitecaps out there? We have a 30-mile-an-hour wind in the face, and it's been a while since we've seen this, but in years past, we've seen players on tour hit 7 irons and 8 irons into this 100-yard par 3. We're going to show you today how to hit a shot into a 5-club wind. You really don't want to miss this show. So the way we want to do things in the future, and we would love for you to get some comments down there on this, is we're going to start the show off with the shot of the week. This is our shot of the week right here. It's a little knuckleball, low spinner into the wind. And then we're going to show you the technique that you need to have around that. And if you looked at our title, beginners are going to really benefit from these, because the worst tip that's ever given to anybody starting the game is eye on the ball, hit the ball, meaning your focus is on the ball and you got no place to send it. And this is an example here on how you really want to be lit up on where you want to send it and how you want to get it there. So you're really going to enjoy this show. Stick around. Now, before we begin, of course, we would just love for you to be part of Wisdom in Golf family. So please subscribe to our channel.
Leave a comment or question down below and give us a thumbs up.
And be sure to hit the bell so you don't miss any future videos.
Right on. To start things off, just so you can see, Moo typically hits his lob wedge about 110 to 115 with a very smooth swing. It's 102 yards.
Yeah.
So he's going to go with a full lob wedge, and let's see what happens to his lob wedge in this particular wind.
Okay.
All right, good strike, Moo.
Thanks.
Look out, it's coming back towards you. So you hit that a whole 50 yards.
Yeah.
You typically just lost basically 60 yards on your shot.
Yeah, easily.
Wow, 60 yards. That's a lot of clubs.
That's it. Yeah.
So it won't be a sand wedge.
No.
It won't be a gap wedge.
No.
It won't be a pitching wedge.
No.
It'll be a 9 iron.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens now with your 9 iron.
Okay.
All right, good strike.
Thanks.
There you go, dude. It was going backwards.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I lost.
That's incredible. So that was 107 yards carry. So we go from 175 to 107.
Yeah.
And, obviously he swung it a little bit more smoothly, but he had he was able to deliver through the ball without decelerating, which is really important. So your club selection is really important here. And even more important is the feel on how you're delivering. So you really want to stay with us. Sav, you go ahead and hit your shot. You're going with what? 8 iron, right? Normally, good shot.
Nice shot.
Wow, good shot, Sav. So it's really fun practice hitting shots into the wind, because you'll notice that any amount of over side spin really gets emphasized, right?
Yeah.
So you notice, you hit one a little bit to the left, a little, and then you had a little draw side spin on it, and there you had a little minute amount. So you see your side spin was under 500. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
So let's see what the old man's got. Yeah, I stayed with that one.
Nice.
There we go. It's incredible what that does, huh?
It's hard to negotiate with, for sure.
Now, let's look at technically what needs to happen for this shot to be very successful, okay? You notice when I said I stayed with my shot, stay tuned and find out what that really means. Okay, the secret to this shot is getting the ball low and out there. Now, if I want it to hit the ball low, I'm going to play the ball a little further back of center. So I'm playing it a little bit back of center, and I'm going to lean into it. So my grip club relationship has to be closed enough, so it's a little more closed. My hands are a little forward, and it's like if I'm trying to compress a ball into a door frame. I'll give you an example. If I use this hockey stick as a door frame, and I'm going to squeeze the ball into this door frame, it's going to look like this. It's not going to look like this, okay? So I'm not trying to hit down on the ball. I'm trying to hit through the ball low. Very, very big difference. So I still have to get through the ball and out toward the target. If I try to hit down, I got a planet in my way now. Not a very good thing to have. So you'll also notice that if I start with a square face and my hands come through first, notice how that opens the face. If I close the face and my hands come through first, notice now I've got a really good, trap on the ball. So it literally feels like I'm trapping the ball in the direction that I want the ball to start on. Now, you'll notice that in front of my ball, there's an intermediate point. So there's a tee on that side for Sav and Moo, and there's a tee on this side, so we have a very specific direction that we want to send that shot. So I'm going to be hitting a little low trap draw. So I'm going to start that, basically I'm aiming just a little left of that, and I'm starting it right over that intermediate point. So you notice, if I do this, that doesn't match. That doesn't match. That doesn't match. I've got my imaginary door frame in front here, and I'm delivering my shot through my door frame into that direction. So it literally feels like I'm squeezing the ball in that direction, okay? So the way that you want to feel it, because you don't want to shove the club into the ball, the analogy that we use, and you'll see this on our premium channel, is a video entitled Using the Weight in Your Swing, Axe Drill with Savvy. So if I'm a lumberjack and I was going to deliver an axe to the side of this tree right here, so notice I would be using the weight of the axe to deliver my blow. So I take my axe, I heave it up, and I let the weight of the axe come through. So it would look like this. So I take my setup, got my axe, I want it to go over that intermediate point. There it is. So I heave the axe and let it fall in that direction. So you see how that works? So I'm just using momentum to get that ball going there. So I'm never trying to hit the ball. I am squeezing the ball into the direction of my target, okay? And then one of the things that you do really well, Moo, that we can even demonstrate here, because we can use this to play soccer as well.
Yeah.
Grab your 9-iron, Moo.
Okay.
And then we're going to hit a volleyball into the screen. Instead of using an impact bag, get yourself a volleyball. It's a very lightweight ball. And, you don't want to have it too firm in there.
Yeah, deflate it a little bit.
Deflate it a little bit, exactly. And you notice, in order for the ball to go this way, you got to close the face, and we're trapping that volleyball up against the shaft and the club face, right?
Yeah.
So Moo, go ahead and feel like you're going to compress that ball into that screen.
Okay.
Not bad.
Okay.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're delivering in that direction,
Yeah.
oh, look at that. We got a nice little...
It cracked?
No, I think it's just the finish on top of it.
Okay.
It's just like it's painted.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So if I'm hitting that volleyball in that direction, it would look like this. Notice the club in the center and the ball forward of that. If the ball was there, the golf ball would represent a much smaller surface to that. So I would want, see, these two golf balls can now go in the same direction,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Notice the center of that ball is way more forward than the center of the golf ball.
Yeah.
If I play the center of this ball back, then I'd have to reach back because there's too much surface.
Okay.
So you keep that in mind when you got a fairway wood or a driver in your hands because that surface is so much wider.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the ball forward to center. I got my club face nice and closed, and it feels like you're going to feel the squeeze of that volleyball into that direction.
Yeah.
So don't try to hit it too hard.
Yeah.
Do not use graphite shafts when you're doing a volleyball.
Yeah.
Because we've kind of snapped a couple.
Yeah.
And really enjoy the feel that you have on that. So when Menashe used the volleyball for the first time, he then was able to connect the ball with where we want it to go.
Yeah. With the compression.
Right? With the and he felt the compression. So when I'm playing volleyball and I'm grabbing, I'm compressing that volleyball against the palm of my hand here, the pad of my hand, I'm moving it towards somewhere. So it's the same thing here with the golf ball.
Yeah.
You're compressing the ball into the direction that you want it to go.
Right.
So we're going to use the weight of the arms and club to compress the ball in that direction.
That's it.
Oh, dude, nice compression.
Thanks.
So it had a little bit of right side spin, and
Yeah.
the wind's going to take it.
Yeah. It's a tough shot.
Is it ever, right?
Yeah.
But if you were using a lob wedge,
Yeah.
it'd be oblivion.
Yeah. That's it. When
At
time's
least
up.
now, I mean, the next tee box is right there. It's not very far away.
Yeah.
But at least now we can get, you get a chip and a putt, and you got a chance to make worse a bogey.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So hope you guys enjoyed that, and stay tuned for our next shot of the week. And I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be fun.